from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Tuesday, April 11th. So today we will have the moon move out of Sagittarius energy and we will be shifting into Capricorn energy. The moon goes void, of course, at 6:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will lock into that Capricorn energy at 1:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the shift out of Sag energy to Capricorn energy is always an abrupt one because we fly high, we're just vibing, we got optimism and confidence and dreams and visions at our disposal in Sag energy, but then we hit a brick wall, we come back down to earth, we get focused on what it is that we actually have control over in the here and now. We push our emotions to the side. We consume ourselves with productivity and our to-do list in order to feel content and satisfied in this Capricorn energy. So it is kind of quite abrupt, if you will. And of course, in this Gemini energy, the general foreman of the zodiac, we're really bossing up to new levels of authority to make sure that we are taking care of what needs to be tied up, what needs to be ended, what needs to be closed in order for us to move on, considering the fact that we are building towards the last quarter moon in Capricorn, which will take place on Thursday, April the 13th, we will be illuminated to where it is that we have to come back down to earth, where it is that we have to roll up our sleeves, get down to the nitty gritty of what it is that we have to clean up, close the door on, tie up the loose ends of before we can get this new chapter, this new level actually initiated. This is the day that Venus will shift into Gemini energy, giving up her power, her control, her comfort, her throne in Taurus energy. Go ahead, take a listen to the astro forecast that I put out for this particular event, give you a bigger, broader picture on what it is that we will experience over the coming of weeks. And there are 12 different aspects here today, 8 of them involving the moon. So we're definitely going to feel a lot of heart activations, a lot of pressure in the head. For a full rundown on the ascension symptoms that we can expect for this week, take a listen to the ascension forecast that I put out for a rundown on the energy, on the season, on the cycle, and of course the physical manifestations that all of these energies actually bring to our attention. So we start the day off with Venus shifting into Gemini energy, really kind of setting the pace on what it is that we need to do to balance the heart and the head and to get those particular areas of our life in balance. Sounds familiar? What did we just have? The full moon in Libra. What was that all about? Balance. Venus ruled over that particular moon event. And moving into Gemini energy, we're definitely up in the mental plane, trying to lighten the vibe a tad. Our focuses will definitely change. And so again, dig deep into the April energy forecast and the astro event for this particular event so that you can stay ahead of the game. The moon will bump into Uranus. And this is still very much well in Sag energy. This is a beautiful interaction between the two, especially compared to yesterday's transaction, where kind of created some confusion, where we started questioning everything, where we were feeling a little bit disconnected and really kind of stripping down our dreams to analyze our fears. Of course, that didn't feel so good, but this particular aspect is like an aha moment. It's an epiphany. It's a shift in our mental and emotional perception on where it is that we are being asked to make some major changes in our lives, opening us up to new understandings and perspectives on why the past had to happen in the way that they did in order to prepare us for this present moment, because of course we're conjuring up how it is that we plan to move forward. The moon will be in an interaction with Mercury. It's not the nicest one. It will illuminate again where it is that our heart and our head are on very different pages. And now that Venus just moved into Gemini energy, we are definitely going to be taking the inner examination of our inner realm to a totally different level. What we are really kind of focused on here is how it is that we can stay present in this present moment, deal with our present circumstances, but still be excited and inspired, passionate, if you will, for the new dreams that we are definitely conjuring up. So Venus is going to trine with Pluto. Here's an interesting dynamic to talk about. First of all, Venus, fresh in this Gemini energy. Pluto, fresh in the Aquarian energy. Gemini and Aquarian energy, both air signs. This is what gives us our trine. We got some air on air action. So we started off 2023 with a Venus, Pluto interaction, which of course they were in different signs at that particular time. But this is kind of like a check-in, if you will. And what this is going to give us is an intensity of focus, a new excitement, a new passion, either focused on a project, on a person, on an idea. We are getting fixated on one particular aspect that needs our transformative energies working at all levels. This is going to really throw us into a brand new focus, a brand new perspective and understanding of a situation, of a connection, of a goal. And we're recognizing where it is, again, Venus energy, where we have to enjoy life, even though life might not be enjoyable, where it is that we have to create elements in order for us to tap into that fun, that pleasure, that romance. We are definitely focused on where it is that even among the chaos and dysfunction, we do have the ability to bring forth elements in our lives that give us safety, security, stability, happiness, joy, and pleasure. Of course, the Plutonian energy brings a whole level of intensity to our thoughts, to our feelings. And of course, with Venus now in Gemini, it's all about getting the heart and the head on the same page. And we're definitely open to seeing where it is that we can bring new elements to life, where we can grow, where we can improve on ourselves, where we can strengthen some of the attachments and connections that we've identified are worthy of our time, attention, and love. We are kind of just taking a pause and to gain a little bit more insight, again, mental energies from Gemini and from Aquarian energy on what it is that we want to build, what it is we want to bring to life, what it is that we want to grow. 6:48 a.m. The moon will square off with Neptune. This is the last aspect that we make before the moon goes void, of course, and attempts to leave this Sagittarius energy for Capricorn energy. The moon and Neptune, when they square off, creates a lot of emotional confusion. It actually puts us in a situation where we don't want to deal with life, where we want to curl up in a ball, live in la la land, detach, disassociate, run, avoid, escape our physical realms, our tasks and chores, our roles and responsibilities. This is going to be overwhelming. We're going to be hypersensitive at this point. We're really going to see a sudden shift in our optimism, in our confidence, in our attitude. We are going to start speaking a lot of fear into the dreams and the visions that we've been conjuring up over the last couple of days while the moon has been in Sag. And it definitely sets the tone for the instability, the insecurities, the fears, the doubts that normally come up when the moon goes void. So we have that particular aspect pop off. We see the moon go void. We lock into that Capricorn energy, 1:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at 2:01 p.m., we have the moon in Capricorn now, making a very awkward interaction with Mr. Pluto. It wasn't that long ago that Mr. Pluto was in Capricorn energy since 2008. This is a little bit of a refresher. And unfortunately for us, I do think that it is going to bring some of the struggles back, some of the weight back, some of the roles and responsibilities back. Just when we thought we were feeling light and fluffy from having Pluto move into Aquarian energy, suddenly this particular aspect has us looking back at the very, very tough love life lessons that we've had to learn since 2008. Now, the moon is going to bump into Venus shortly thereafter in a way that is going to provide us with a different perspective. And because this is a different perspective on our relationship dynamics, we are definitely going to have a much more logical and practical approach on what it is that we're bored with, what it is that we're discontent with, and what it is that we want to experiment with. Again, the Gemini energy just has us all over the place, has our curiosity piqued. The moon in Capricorn, of course, very grounded, very connected to the here and now, but not one for emotional or whimsical adventures, one for logic and practicality. And in this Gemini energy, we're definitely kind of seeing where it is that curiosity is asking for us to spice things up. And we may just do that in our normal day-to-day tasks, even if it's doing the same old things in a new way. That is enough spice for this Gemini energy to have us feel a little bit more content than normal. The moon in Capricorn will interact with Uranus in not the nicest way. Of course, we get some earth on earth energy here with the moon in Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus energy. So we are definitely examining our physical realms. We are very stuck, very, very present. and it might not feel good, but we have to examine what isn't feeling good, what doesn't kind of make us feel happy and a sense of joy, because those are the areas in our physical realms that we need to address the fastest in order to provide a little bit more safety, security, stability, happiness, and joy in our lives. Again, we tend to be illuminated to the discomfort in our lives because that is the area of life that needs the change the most. 6:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have our annual conjunction between the Sun and Jupiter. So as we've been exploring, anytime that the Sun makes a direct aspect with the transiting planets, it's basically like giving new life to the planet in which it is touching. It opens up a brand new cycle. So of course, Jupiter is about growth and expansion, and in Aries energy, we are definitely more focused on developing our new sense of self, identifying new passions, new desires, especially where growth and improvement are concerned. This is kind of bringing back our optimism, our confidence. It's showing us where it is that there's a renewed sense of faith, of joy, of confidence, of optimism, especially within ourselves, our ability to create something new. We get a little bit of a fire ignited under our ass and in our heart space, so to speak, to be a little bit more motivated for what you may ask, to go out in the world and create new opportunities that will essentially help us build the kind of reality that we would be happy living in. So this is definitely going to be a boost to our energy, to our passion, to our excitement, to our efforts, and show us where it is in our life that the universe is asking us to grow and expand at a very rapid rate. Mercury will semi-square Neptune. This isn't going to feel good. This is going to bring a lot of chaos to our mental plane. This is going to overwhelm us with a lot of emotion, a lot of sensitivities. This is going to totally crush our dreams, totally crush that hype that we just felt with the Sun and Jupiter. We're not going to sit in it for too long, but we will likely explore some of the negative thoughts. We will be illuminated to the fears, the doubts, the insecurities that we have for making some serious changes in our lives. And lucky for us, the moon in Capricorn goes ahead and sextiles Saturn, its ruler, who happens to be in Pisces energy. This sextile is a great element to get real and raw and vulnerable, down to the nitty-gritty, logical, practical, with what it is that we have to build to get ourselves out of where it is that we're at and where it is that we desire to be. This is the bridge analogy that I use because, of course, Saturn rules over structures and foundations, and in this Pisces energy, many things are ending, many things are dying, many things need to come to a close in order for us to begin again, especially where our beliefs are concerned, especially where our emotional pain and trauma is stored. And because this is a sextile, a positive vibe, a positive situation between the moon and Saturn, we are definitely more grounded, taking an approach to where it is that our heavier emotions need to be analyzed in order for us to release them or integrate them so that we can go ahead and clean up the remnants of the past and go ahead and start building this bridge to, again, get us away from where it is that we're at and closer to where it is that we desire to be. The last aspect that we have here today is the moon in Capricorn trining with the true node in Taurus energy. We got some earth on earth energies happening once again. This is very much about our physical bodies, in our physical circumstances, in our physical reality. This is recognizing where it is that we have to boss up, take control of our lives, where it is that we have to get our emotions in check, get our headspace in check so that we can go ahead, get in alignment, and start engaging the physical body to actually take action in our exterior realm so that we can start piecing things together to get on the right path. The true node wants us to be on this right path to meet our soul's mission, our soul's purpose. So we're definitely being logical and practical, using all kinds of common sense, but also recognizing where it is that, karmically speaking, we need to boss up into new roles and responsibilities in order for us to get on the right path, create a new reality where we can reach our soul's mission and our soul's potential.